Okay, setting up the check for pushrod length on Rob King's motor. I have the tips of the valves already painted with the blue dye. I have my pushrod checker down on a number one cylinder, number one exhaust valve. I have my engine at top dead center. Before I get too wild and crazy, I have to make sure I choose the right rocker arm. As you see, these guys here are straight up, these six, and these six here are offset. So here's a little document that I had to dig for the first time I needed it because it did not come in the box. And it will show you which ones I need to use. So that would be 1, 3, and 5. So I'm going to choose a straight up, which is this one. Look straight up. And once the push rod comes up, it'll tell me. The other thing we need to verify is we need to verify these guide plates are on in the right spot. As you can see, they're not all identical. I have a document for that too, and I will pull that up and take a picture of that for y'all to see it. Okay, there is your rocker guide plate layout. You can see the first two are the same and the back one is flipped, so let's make sure. First two are the same. I'm going to have to look into that. Okay, it's flipped. Alright, we're good. So now it's time to spin up the push rod and adjust it. This is trial and error. This is a lot different than with shaft mounted rockers, but it just takes it's not hard. You just have to get a feel for it. So let me work on that and I'll be back. Okay, so I got my push rod checker quite extended there. I've got my lock on there and I've kind of eyeballed it. You see the rocker lines up nice. And I think it's too long. I've already rotated it twice, so there should be a pattern on there. So let's back off the adjuster and see if there is a pattern. And see if it's too close to the tip of the valve. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's way too long. Okay, so I repaint it and I'll start over again. Okay, here's round 2. And this time I've got the roller set back of the center tip of the valve. I adjusted the rocker. I'm going to back it off. And we'll see if this one's any better. It's not bad, guys. It could used to be a little bit more forward, but that's the gist of it, okay? You eyeball it and you play with it. And I don't know how people do this in the car, if they do it in the car, because it sounds like a real pain in the butt. Shaft mounted rocker is a little bit easier to do than this, but I'll check this one, then I'm going to check the exhaust, then I'm going to flip the engine over, and I'm going to check these guys down here. Just for variances of deck height and cylinder head thickness, you have to check everything, do the stack up of tolerances. But chances are I'll end up with one link push rod on this side of the head. And if everything's really good, I'll end up with one link push rod on that side of the head as well. And I'll have one link push rod for the whole motor. But unfortunately, sometimes you do get motors with different length push rods. But as long as you check for it, and you valve change your armor shoes right, it's a non-issue.